United Kingdom. And the presentation is titled Redefining of the Interior Design Concept through Storytelling, Findings and Fusion. Lancashire. Lancashire or Lancashire?
Lancashire.
Lancashire.
Lancashire. So first thing first. Kalimera, Kalsitari Snatina. Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Athens. So this is Dr. Karaju from University of Lancashire. Before starting my presentation, let me introduce myself, stance about the architecture and the economy, the academy. Even though the architecture is the most enjoyable profession, as we all know, on earth, the way we produce it, the way we teach it in the universities, the way we conduct our research and the way we present research, all boring, let me self-criticize, all of us. We are teaching Gen Z for some time, and according to my own calculations, in a couple of years, Gen Alpha will approach universities, totally alien mindset. And as you all know, these generations, their attention span is so limited. So what I do to make my classes, lectures, and conference presentations most enjoyable as I can. So, despite being a lecturer in the University of Lancashire, we have changed our name. We dropped the Central. We are University of Lancashire now in their China campus. And the research fellow here in the Athens Institute. I'm also a cook, a gardener, a cartoonist, a traveler, a language learner. Greek was my fourth language, and the Chinese I have to speak right now is my fifth language. And recently I'm a podcaster. I look like if you go join, I start to speak about architecture in a funny way, of course, about the China and Greece. So in recent years, I started living half of the year in Beijing and half of the year in Athens. Since I can speak the A1 Greek only, the thing when I returned from China to Athens, I said I forgot all my Greek. Start rebuilding it, try to understand people at the end of my vacation here, but I have to return to China, start talking Chinese again. I forget all my Greek, and these cycles everlasting goes on. So, in my postdoctoral research in the last decade, I have been focused on the vernacular architecture from all over the world. This is my latest book to be published by Routledge in the forthcoming year. It's all about the vernacular architecture from the local intelligence to digital worlds and the outer space. So my research took me somewhere to the fictional vernacular architecture that is created for storytelling purposes in the video games, animation, and the film production. We all know this world-building masterpieces from the Star Wars, I don't know, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, or the Harry Potter, as a British English, and the World of Warcraft, and many as well. So my further research took me to storytelling and world building as well, to use of architecture for these purposes, about the stories, about this, the monomyth and the A Hero for a Thousand Faces from Campbell, as you know. I studied that the architecture for, especially for the video games, because all the video game design companies now hire architects, formal architects, for their game settings, design their game settings. So my further studies took me to the storytelling or narrative, as they say, for this all the fast food companies, these very British, more British than you can imagine, music bands as well. And we all remember when the Greece won the UEFA European Championship in 2004, just like the underdogs. Why do we love football so much? Because the football has the most number of stories in it. Some stories, good stories, bad stories. I don't know. Promising stories, proud stories as well. So last year in this conference, I have presented you the first part of my subject. Actually, I have been conducting many research on parallel. This is one of them. And last year, I present here the beginning of the first half of my research on the redefinition of interior design concept through storytelling. And now I will talk about the last half, the result. Let me remind you what I did from previous year as well. So I have studied the definitions of interior design concept and later definitions of the storytelling, the narrative from the sources, the official sources, and I have collected these definitions and conducted thematic analysis on both. Let's say for the interior design concepts, when I collect the definitions from the sources, my thematic analysis resulted that in categories that are idea, framework, strategy, and generator. I did the same in the second part for the storytelling definition. Don't worry, I won't read them all. I'll just clear cut to the result of my thematic analysis number 2. The categories I have created are communication, cognition, learning, and experience as well. And when I merge these two and create an intersection set, I've seen that both create meaning, storytelling, and interior design concept. Both influence the perception, and both guide us in the user experience as well. So for my new definition, the redefinition, the reformulation of the redefinition for interior design concept, honestly, I'll need to cover the visual strategy, narrative framework, and cultural references as well. This is the visualization of my thematic analysis and my redefinition as like the narrative framework, decision making, meaning making as well. And at the end of my study, the redefinition I have created is, please let me read it. The interior design concept is a communicative strategy serving as both a narrative framework and a unifying idea that guides the organization of design decisions across function, form, atmosphere, while also structuring how users interpret, connect with, and remember spaces over time. And my study here deepens understanding of how design ideas are created, communicated, and remembered, and enriching both the interior design and architecture practice and the pedagogy, the university teaching as well. So originally I mentioned to be presenting tomorrow, so I didn't take my tie. It's in my hotel. So sorry, I'm so messy, as I know. I didn't collect my Athens Institute cards to share with you. Something surprising happens. So Kostas told me that I would present today. Thank you, Costa. And at the end, Aide, architecturia, Pamela Cuberta. Let's go. Enough theory. Let's go for some small talk instead of the academic English talk.